Reprisal managed to take a map of Yumiko. So this should be a very even match, and I'm very much so looking forward to it. And of course, we see the double Archmage first. And yeah, Echo Isles, one shop control, as we all know, is a big thing here. But also the Mercenary Camp, very accessible. And if you manage to steal those Shadow Priests in the early game, that's so strong against your opponent's Water Elementals. So that's something that we're gonna look out for.
It's gonna be good, it's gonna be intense, it's gonna be a lot of spell breakers, I assume. Now let's see if someone goes for an expansion or not. But what a story it would be if Infi drops out here today. Everybody thought, okay, he's the big favorite by far. He is the #1 contender for the World Championship again, but he's so close of being eliminated. Can he show his real strength today? We are about to see. Reprisal, pretty confident. I told him, go kill him, buddy. And he said, oh yeah, easy for me. But of course, it's just joking around. And yeah, this is the creeping from Infi, of course, Mercenary Camp access. He has the first Shadow Priest available. Reprisal going for the same creeping route.
Oh, finding the Pendant of Energy. So the boots and the pendant, both good items, but the pendant especially for the second hero. Even more so if it's an MK that is so strong come late game. But of course, Echo Isles, small map, we might just see a bit of a shorter game. Expansions aren't really that common here, unless you get a big advantage, I guess. So Panda MK, that's of course always the big
no flame strikes. Oh, he did switch. Yeah. He did switch to flame strike.
He went 1-1-1.
Exactly. And he reskilled the Archmage to Blizzard, so mass area of effect damage from Reprisal. Maybe the key to victory here once again. Infi sending back the militias. No fast expansion from him. And same goes for Reprisal. The Korean champion versus the Chinese champion. Who will prevail?
And they now meet for the first time in the middle of the map. Both have reached level 3. That is of course the important level 2 water elemental. But Reprisal has quite a bit more mana than his opponent's Archmage, and that is of course thanks to the Pendant of Energy. So he might be a little bit stronger here with more water elementals, but look at all the mercenaries from Infi, man. Double Berserker and a Shadow Priest, and I imagine that's gonna mean his tech is quite a bit later.
Yeah, that's true. Reprisal started it already, also attacking the defense upgrade, the so important defense upgrade for the water elemental, for the footmen, but to help them against the water elementals, obviously.
But now both on their way to tier 2, and a lumber mill from Infi. We also sometimes call him Infinite Towers, but that might just be for the lumber, not for the guard towers.
But very nice of Infi here, stealing the creep camp from Reprisal, of course. Exactly. Echo Isle is a map that each player has his side, but now stealing the creep camp will help a lot later.
Taking good advantage of his map control here. He delays his tech, but he is stronger right now, and I imagine after this he wants to take the Ogre, but Reprisal playing smartly, knowing, alright, you're down there, so I want to take the Ogre right now, but the Ogre is kind of slow to come out. That's just because he casts Bloodlust over and over, so Infi has the time to come up here and intercept this creeping. So far, pretty damn good awareness and positional play on Echo Isles by the Chinese.
Yeah, that's true, but 2 Shadow Priests for Reprisal already. Dispel, we see it here against the Water Elementals, level 3 for the Archmage already. Infi, level 3 obviously as well, both with 2 Shadow Priests, but there are no Berserkers for Reprisal so far, so the damage output of Infi is a lot higher.
Reprisal has the better micro of the two.
Yeah.
Fanta said this.
Yeah.
But Infi is just so smart. So damn smart, basically making the perfect decisions all the time. And this Pendant of Energy is pretty good for him early game.
Indeed.
He always has the superior water elemental count.
That's absolutely right. You see it here. Infi low on mana, Reprisal still 1 water elemental in the back. So maybe it's time to get the Ogre now, but constant pressure from Infi. But usually
Look at the resources.
Yeah, there's the Blood Mage from Reprisal once again. Usually, Infi likes to harass the opponent's base and economy very, very early on. He goes with the Archmage into the enemy space, drops the Water Elementals, wants to kill the peasants. This time, Reprisal keeps him out of his base and keeps him far away from his economy.
Yeah, I think that has a lot to do with the map. The first footman kill of the game, by the way. First blood, as they say, in our online. Nicely blocking there with a defend footman, actually. But yeah, coming back to the harassment and the map, it's Echo Isles. You get level 3 really easy, and you stay close to your base the entire time, and your mercenary camp is right next to your base. So defending is easier here, I do believe, than it is on many other maps. But yeah, so far, 2 footmen for none, and a fast attack for Reprisal, and the Blood Mage coming. I think whoever gets the Ogre, that can be a big deal, especially if he drops one of those amazing items.
Indeed, we can get big mana potions, big heal potions, big invul potions, and we see the Mountain King on the side of Infi, so second hero changes here, not a complete human mirror, slight changes, but now the Shadow Priest are out of mana, the Footman still low. Here comes the Blood Mage, immediately stiffening the mana of the Archmage. No water elementals anymore, and it looks like Infi has to retreat, and the Ogre will go to the Korean.
And by the way, when he gives that pendant over to his second hero, that's gonna be so much... No. That's a bit of a mistake here. Giving mana over to the hero that has the pendant, that could be done more effectively, but I guess it's not too big of a deal. But Infi, he doesn't want to give this up. If he, for example, finds a greater mana here for his MK second, that would be just amazing.
Indeed.
And of course, the greater healing, greater invul.
It is Hawk versus 120,
yeah.
and it is on Hawk's
only one of those big
hometown.
combat items can drop here, so the point of contention is usually always given, especially in a mirror matchup. But the MK should soon be out.
Yeah, he is.
There he is.
There he is, joining the fray. Stormbolt immediately to the Blood Mage. Of course, he's very squishy, very vulnerable against the focus. Here comes malicious support from Infi. Will Reprisal do that as well? Yeah, we see the police coming on the left of Echo Isles. Infi scares Reprisal away, and it seems like the Ogre will go to the World Champion.
But the militia flank is right now coming in, and this makes it kind of dangerous. He's being sandwiched, and the militia duration for the Korean is longer than it is for the Chinese. So I think it's good for Infi to retreat a little bit, nicely siphoning the mana. There was one more bolt that could have been used, but now he's out. But of course there is a Brilliance Aura, regenerating back up.
Oh, nice round on the barrel.
Well done. And there we see the Reprisal micro coming in. The Chinese are...
What a fight by Reprisal so far, the militia, the surround, the blockings of Infi. What a good situation for him. Still a little down with his Archmage, but now he's level 4 as well. And I'm taking it back, the Ogre will definitely not go to Infi. Reprisal with a big upper hand here.
And level 4 with the Blood Mage.
Oh, that's so much mana.
Exactly, that's level 2 Brilliance Aura and Siphon Mana. It's gonna be infinite water elementals if he decides to go for that. Level 2 on his Blood Mage, we know he loves his Banish. It's so hard to micro, but so far in this tournament, maybe Reprisal has the best micro that we have seen out of all players.
Infi with more militia support, Reprisal retreating.
This is a bare knuckle fist fight, man.
Yeah.
No one wants to give up. No one wants to give the opponent any edge. Now the MK is back, but the MK has suffered quite a bit in terms of experience. He's far behind the Blood Mage.
Yeah. 4 Spellbreakers already for Reprisal, 3 Priests, 5 Priests for Infi. First Spellbreaker only now. Will this be enough? We're about to see.
Alright, we'll check the supply count. We see Infi is at 48 against 49, so totally even in that regard. Now finally the Ogre. He wants to steal some Bloodlust, which is pretty cool, but of course there are breakers on the other side as well. Didn't steal it though. And here we go. Bolt immediately to cancel the Siphon Mana. But it's a level 1 bolt. It doesn't hurt that bad, to be honest. The Blood Mage on level 1 and 2 probably a lot stronger. And that's where he wants to capitalize. Now the police are coming in again, and Infi, is he finally gonna give this up? Yes, he is, and the item is gonna be one of mana stealing, even more mana.
Yeah, even more mana, and even less mana
stealing.
for the Archmage. That might be the reason why Infi is going for so many priests. He needs a lot of Dispel. We talked about this before. The Blood Mage can siphon the mana, can suck up the mana from the opponent's Archmage, give it over to your Archmage, so you will have a lot more water elementals than your opponent. Therefore, you need more Dispel.
Exactly.
But he sold it.
Yeah, not surprised. It's 200 gold and...
Oh, he's breaking immediately.
Oh, he's breaking already, exactly.
Oh.
And something we missed, thank you very much, Cody, for pointing this out. On the minimap, there's actually an expansion behind this. We didn't expect this because we saw that the numbers were so equal. And the question is, does Reprisal expect this? He's moving down. And he scouts.
From the beginning of the game, he had a footman parked there to scout the spot, so he knows he knows exactly what goes on. 62 food for the Korean, 52 for the Chinese. But it's only a level 1 Mountain King, and we all know it's not that strong. More mercenary support for the Chinese, but will it be enough? The Expo is up.
Oh, nicely. There we see the first time the banish save coming out. Losing units here is not what Reprisal wants. The MK being siphoned right away, and he has to use the Stormbolt just to cancel the siphon mana. It's not like he can use it to kill units, but the Mauler man is so strong at the moment. The mercenary support is so potent. Maybe Reprisal should reinforce with some of the mercenaries from his own mercenary camp. MK now in the top, again getting mana burn, breakers and siphon mana and everything all the time. He's pretty much useless at the moment. This positioning though is pretty good for
Infi, I guess. Players. Yeah, the priests are a bit out of position. He's repairing it now, resetting the fight a bit. Blood Mage down to 50% HP. It's still 64 versus 55. Are more militia coming? Yes, Reprisal pulls the militia again. Infi is out of militia so far. Looking good for the Korean. Will the world champion drop out one step closer?
Is looking very, very good for the Korean. He's up in supply, and he also has fewer workers, so he's even more ahead in supply in terms of army. And Infi, he has to retreat. He has to reposition. He has to reset the fight somehow, get more time for the Expo to pay off.
Oh,
but I think
multitasking from Reprisal. It's gonna be a peasant wars. Nice surroundings here once again. Oh, this micro of Reprisal is just so good. Town portal from Infi, not to his expansion, but to his main base. There's the shop. He needs to heal up. He needs to get some mana at least. The Blood Mage control of Reprisal once again, magnificent.
There are very, very few players in this world that can pull off the Blood Mage second. And Reprisal
the game number 3 between Yumiko.
And he makes Infi not look bad.
The game 3, yes. And then we're gonna switch to Terra and Ball.
Kind of a little advantage throughout this entire game. And this is the world champion. It's not just some battle.
We're live! We're live!
Woo!
It is! Serena
so strong
again,
again.
human.
The bolt has to be wasted on the Blood Mage. He tries to hold his expansion here. I don't think he can do it. He's trying to go for the surround and hero kill the Blood Mage. Maybe that's the only chance here, a hero kill. But so much stuff right now from Reprisal. 70 double AoE and the footmen. They must
it's
start
11 breakers versus
and despite
4.
the terrible
And
position,
Dispel's coming in once again. Nice bandage on the Mauler. He would do so much damage otherwise.
I don't know.
But yeah,
I'm
you
sure
see it. Reprisal just bulldozing over him. And a lot of mana still. No, I think he has to transfer it to the Archmage.
And he's just not losing anything. He's still up. And I don't think there's enough Dispel. Well, actually there is, but only for this one. After that, the next Warlords are gonna have free reign. Actually, in fact, survives. We see more banish, we see more siphon mana. He's just going crazy. He's playing piano right now on his keyboard. He's playing the 9th Symphony. This is nuts. This is Reprisal, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna take this. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. This MK, by the way, this entire game, what has he done?
Completely disabled. There were 2 or 3 Stormbolts against the Blood Mage, but that was just for the beginning of the fight, and they did nothing. Awesome siphon mana once again. Here we are, 900 HP, Water Torrent, 45 damage average, and Infi, he has to give up this expansion as it looked like. Archmage taking damage. There's only 1 Spellbreaker left. The priests all out of mana. There's no Dispel anymore, and he needs so much Dispel to get rid of those Water Elementals.
And Infi, he is making a valiant effort here to hold on as best he can. By the way, Blood Mage now hitting level 4. So Siphon mana Banish becomes even more easy to use, lower mana cost. The priests are falling, everything for Infi is falling.
He has nothing against these Spellbreakers. He has the Mauler though, but there's Banish and Banish and Banish and Banish. He's as disabled as the Mountain King.
Yeah. Beautiful, this Blood Mage play. It's not the flashy play, not like you do some huge AoE damage or you do some huge focus fire, you know, single target. No, you make your opponent useless. That's how you win. And yeah, that's how he likes to play, and he, as we said before, is the best in the world at it, and we can see it here over and over again. Banish saves, Siphon mana coming in all the time, but now maybe
Mage has to banish himself, but there's a Stormbolt, maybe no. Sucks him dry, but oh, he has to be so careful. Banish again, but the Archmage is keeping tabs. The second hero, he will go down in a second, or can he save himself once again? Looks like it.
Yeah, and when he's banished, he also heals for so much. Another Siphon mana coming out, so he should have mana for another banish on himself if that should arise. The MK, by the way, MK being healed, just barely getting away here with like 20 HP. And Infi actually hanging in here better than I thought. But this entire time, yeah, he's hanging in there. But That's the Blood Mage. It's slow.
Yeah.
It grinds you down very slowly.
Infi has to heal up. He needs to regenerate. He needs to spend some time to rest. But at the same time, Reprisal here, build a tower. He's attacking the town hall, but only with the tower. Of course, the economy down there is completely erased, and he wants to win this fight right now, not giving the world champion the time to heal up. And looks awesome again.
Can you take a look at the expansion down there? I want to see what he built. Just a second. Lumber mill. He's harvesting lumber there, since there were so many peasants there for Reprisal. Might as well, right? Alright, now the fight finally finds its way to the main of the Chinese, and at this point it's just so much. Look at the numbers.
Mountain King has one Stormbolt. Can he use it for a surround? I don't think so, man. The amount of breakers at Reprisal, the blockers, it's just way too high. They block everything.
Yeah, and this MK, man, it has been the story of this game. Finally, level 3, I do believe, yes. Does this open up an opportunity? Immediately going for it. Bolt on the Blood Mage. Focus Fire coming out again, but of course, banish.
Oh, there's another Stormbolt. Siphon mana. Does he have a potion or something? Yes, mana potion. He might kill the Blood Mage here. Using a potion. Stormbolt, here it comes. Follow up. Is it enough? Yes, it is. Reprisal losing the second hero. Immediately retreating. But Infi is blocking the ray. Infi is sandwiching Reprisal in between his base and his army.
Getting the one out here that he could possibly go for, the hero kill. But, yes, the Blood Mage is down. Yes, that's a big weakness, but there's actually a silver lining to this. Everything that Reprisal now kills is solo experience for the Archmage. And when he gets level 6, that's gonna change the game around. If we take a look at the Archmage, how far away is he for Reprisal? Very, very close.
Oh yeah, the Brilliance Aura level 3 is gonna do so good. Expansion still up, but not running. That's the most important part. And Infi invested so much into this hero kill, like the potion and everything else. He sacrificed a lot of units for that. And yeah, that's gonna be a big one. Killing that shop. No reinforcements item-wise anymore. And down he goes.
But the Expo is still standing.
It's standing, but it's not running.
Yeah, but if he gets the time to come back here, I mean, he held on for a long time, but, well, the main is being ravaged right now. All the breakers are walking in, including the Archmage, and I don't know that Infi has a TP, actually. He used it before. I can't imagine he rebought it. Nope, he did not. So that's most certainly gonna be level 6 for Reprisal, and that's when things get really fun. Then we have mass teleportation, and it's gonna be picking apart time.
I think it's gonna be the Brilliance Aura. Ah, it is mass teleportation.
Nah, mass teleportation, I think it's just too good basically always. It's incredibly powerful. You can be so mobile around the map even with an immobile army. But yeah, now he's coming in for the defense, of course. The ultimate, the mass teleportation can be cancelled by the Stormbolt, so you need to be a little bit careful, but he still has the town portal in case things get dicey, and he uses the town portal right now before losing too much. He doesn't want to give Infi the opportunity to come back.
Without the Blood Mage, the Mountain King, of course, super duper dangerous. He won't give that up. He won't give that away for free. It's 75 food for the Korean champion. It's 53 food for the Chinese champion. But the expansion is running again. But look at this mass teleportation being used for the first time. But Infi is well aware.
He is here to defend, but is he strong enough? There's no second hero, but he's just clicking on the expansion. Just clicking on the expansion. And now he's probably waiting to get mana to take TP out again. Stormbolt is right now on cooldown. Mass teleportation is ready. He uses it. He knows it can't get cancelled, and he's out of there.
Exactly. Where's the Blood Mage? He's not reproducing him.
Wow.
He's playing this Archmage solo.
Now he's reproducing it.
Okay.
I think that was a mistake. I think perhaps he intentionally didn't do it in the beginning to get level 6, and then once he gets level 6, then he gets him again.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought like 2 more breakers would be more valuable, but I think that was just a little macro mistake for getting to reproduce that Blood Mage. And that's a little bit dangerous. If the MK gets to level 5, he is really strong.
Yeah. But he's not creeping him solo. Again, he sent the footman in, use it, and the economy of Infi is totally screwed, killing one peasant after another. There are only 4 peasants left for Infi. 3.
Oh man, this is this is brutal, man. This is painful. And he TP's out again, not trying to go for the mass teleportation, saving the breaker on the way out. Yes, he is. I'm not even that sure that it was such a great trade. Yes, he gets the peasants. Yeah, okay, there's only 3 peasants
There's
remaining.
only 3 peasants,
So he has
and
to
he's
remake
long
them.
distance mining, and here comes the expansion. He is well aware that he is so far ahead, but Infi, fighting like a lion, won't give up this game. It's 78 food versus 50. It's 3 workers against 13.
And this is going to be so incredibly tough for Infi, not just because of the supply numbers, but because there's an expansion down there for his opponent, so if he attacks down there, Reprisal can just attack Infi's main, do damage, and then mass teleport down there when he really, really needs to. He is just so incredibly mobile around the map that gives him such a big advantage getting the invul right now. By the way, I think, is that the first invul of this game? Like, the shop was totally ignored.
Yeah.
It was always about the marketplace and about the expansion.
Indeed.
Very, very rare that the shop doesn't play a huge role here in Echo. Oh, excuse me.
Again?
You just went into you kept it down, but you were very close as
I think it's gonna be your ritual now to burp at the start of the cast one.
I had so much to eat this morning, man. Something needs to come out.
Okay, so it's level 4.5 Blood Mage and the level 6 Archmage. What can Infi do? He has a heal scroll now, but that's it. No resources for anything else. We have a level 5 Archmage, level 4 Mountain King, so hero level wise, Reprisal is ahead, but the army is the biggest factor here. 80 food versus 53. Desperation move by Infi. He's coming in.
As long as Reprisal keeps his heroes alive. Whoa, hold that thought. There's a bolt, there's a focus. There is, of course, also the banish, the immediate dispel afterwards. We see dispel on both sides, by the way, like crazy. These priests are reading their magic spells, saying their magic spells, reading their magic books as quickly as they can. And now Infi has to retreat out, and yeah, it's just so many breakers, man. Such a big advantage in terms of numbers. And you also can banish the water elementals. So you can render them useless, you can render the Mountain King useless, the Archmage, careful.
There's no follow-up. If Infi can get one Stormbolt out if the Blood Mage is too far away or the positioning of the Mountain King is just better, he can throw one bolt, but there's no follow-up. There's not that big of a range army except the 2 Berserkers. So it's pretty much useless.
Yeah, Infi's trying to kite as best as he possibly can. And now the militia duration has run out, but he has like 6 breakers against... No, 5 against 16 breakers. How is that gonna work? I think Reprisal could lose both his heroes and still be fine.
Yeah, he's up at 82 now versus 52. And remember, the economy of Infi is kind of screwed. The expansion is up and running for Reprisal.
By the way, I don't think there's upgrades on either side.
And it's a GG, and it's the 1-0 lead for the Korean.
Infi, who would have thought, will lose... Well, no, wait, he played 2 best-of-3s yesterday, right? I just wanted to say he would lose his first 3 games.
He won against Sonic 2-0.
2-0?
2-1.
2-1, right?
A game, but he number 3 between Yumiko and Reprisal. It's 1-1 for now, and afterwards we're gonna hit you with Terra versus Hawk. And
Queen de la Crop, he was absolutely untouchable, basically. And this year, I don't know what's happened, but it's not the Infi.
no,
of
definitely
the
not.
past.
It's definitely not the Infi of the Pro Qualifier. It's definitely not the Infi of the WEC, and not the Infi of WCA 2014. I don't know what's up with him.
He needs to step it up and step it up fast if he wants to stay in this tournament.
Yeah.
Some players yesterday from China were considering the idea that Infi may have lost to Yumiko on purpose.
True.
So that he gets second place in the group, so that he will face Fly, which he would assume to take first place in the other group.
Yeah.
Because he thinks Fly is easy to beat, apparently. That's what they're saying. And because he's so strong against Orc. We don't know if this is true, of course. But Infi, maybe that was his idea, and maybe he has just put too much on the table here, and he can't cash it in.
But judging the performance of his on the Echo game, of course we couldn't watch the Infi vs Yumiko game. It's not the Infi that we're used to, so I don't think it was on purpose. Especially the second map, they say Yumiko just crushed him, and Yumiko versus Reprisal was an awesome, very 50-50 battle yesterday, so I can assume that Infi is playing his best, but it's just not enough. So far. But of course, he has the strength of a champion, and that means comebacks are possible.
and his back is against the wall right now. If he loses this map, guys, if he loses here on Tyrannus, he's out. That's it. Reprisal advances, and Infi will not even advance from the group stages, even though he won last year's WCA. There's a lot of pressure right now on his shoulders, and that is what a true champion, what really defines a true champion, dealing with that pressure and thriving under that pressure. Can he prove that he is really one of the great ones? Some people have been calling him the 6th race, if I'm not mistaken. So far he hasn't looked like it. It is time to show up and show up big.
Yeah, Infi, 26 years old, Reprisal as well. Of course, they met each other in the WEC Grand Final in 2014. That time, Infi won 2-0. Not very easily, but of course he decided both games for himself. And that's the only time these players have met in the past 1.5 years. So that's a good indicator that either Reprisal is stronger than last year, or Infi is not as strong as he was before. Reprisal is actually not that good in Human Mirror. It's its second weakest matchup. He has 9 wins against 5 losses. But for Infi, well, it's also his worst matchup statistic-wise, but it's 22 wins against 20 losses, but you just have to see that he faces TH and Yumiko over and over again, so that doesn't say too much.
Exactly. The competition amongst Chinese and amongst humans, in China, as we all know, is absolutely crazy. There's a lot of outstanding ones. We saw a crazy game yesterday of Reprisal versus Yumiko, where Reprisal was going for Zeppelin drops and lost everything in the Zeppelin. Yeah. Only had 5 breakers remaining in the game, and somehow still came back in the game, made it even again, and then lost because of a stupid mistake, fighting in a position that he had no business of actually fighting in. And of course we see the double Archmage again. What do you think? How high is the chance for Blood Mage second?
100%.
I would also say I'm gonna be like CIA. I'm afraid of certainty, so I'm not gonna say 100%. I'd say 98.
Yeah.
98% Blood Mage.
And why not?
He always plays it, right?
Yeah. And why wouldn't he? His control is so awesome. He cancels every other second hero from his opponent. Like, it completely disables him.
Maybe Naga could be a decent choice against the Blood Mage. Very strong on level 1, not that mana dependent, and Blood Mage is terrible at focusing heroes. And so is the Archmage.
Yeah. Might be true. Fog Lightning may be a good thing against the priests, but I don't think you want the frost arrows that efficient. But look at this, man. Potion of Greater Mana for Infi. On map number 1, we had the Pendant of Energy for the Korean. This time, it's the big advantage for the Chinese.
And he definitely wants to keep that for a second hero, the MK most likely. The mana potion really makes you want to get that MK. Going for the expansion right here for the gold mine, but Reprisal is right on his heels, and he sees the peasants, and oh, it's gonna be so much damage taken, I imagine. Oh, the lightning shield, but dispelled immediately.
Wow, there was not a split second between the lightning shield and the dispel. Where is the priest? Is there another dispel available? Yeah, I think so, yes.
75
mana.
mana.
Okay, so it's very soon. Wouldn't make sense to do it right now.
And there's another charge of a lightning shield. He's trying to kill the priest before he uses that second lightning shield. But Infi nicely keeping the priest alive.
Looking good for him. He took a lot of damage on those footmen. As far as I can see, no, there's no priest for Reprisal. He didn't pull the creeps away or anything. So that's the big advantage for the Chinese. No surround here. But Reprisal has to be careful though.
Yeah, of course there's an expansion gonna go up here. Reprisal wants to pressure, but I'm not sure it's the best idea, because he cannot win this fight. It's absolutely impossible.
Against mercenaries, there's no chance.
Exactly. So maybe harass the main base right now to delay his take even further. I don't think creeping would be the best idea at the moment. As we can see, the base is open. The Archmage can walk in. I think Reprisal has a really good opportunity right now to harass that main base and maybe park one footman at the top and then attack the expansion when the army comes back to defend. Something like that. I could see being a very nice move, but no, at the moment he's staying with the army.
Nice.
Gets the priest though.
Really nice. Awesome time by Reprisal. He wanted to steal that Shadow Priest. He didn't get it the first time, but he got the kill, so at least no healing, no dispel for Infi so far, and it's possible that the one of two WCG champions is dropping out in the group stage. The other is, of course, TH.
Oh man, we said it before, he's a champion. He needs to come out big here, and I feel like he's really taking a big risk with this expansion. Of course, his tech hasn't even started yet. He's so far behind in terms of second hero and casters. And that's, of course, obviously always the price you pay for expanding early. Can he really hold this pressure that is sure to come with only mercenaries and footmen? It's going to be hard to do. He got the staff, he wanted to harass, but there he sees the pressure coming and he's coming back again, and there we go. Panda second!
Panda second! He wants to pressure him as good as he can. And here comes the lightning shield as well. There is no dispel as it seems. Okay, there it is now. But that was definitely the last dispel for Infi. The breath of fire coming in again, but there's defense footies for Infi now.
But there is no shop here, so the next breath of fire is gonna make things really dicey. I'm sure it's gonna come in a second. Boom! There we go, and look at all the AoE damage. And by the way, he misclicked on the abolished magic, so now he has no more mana. So now the water elementals are pretty much untouchable. And there's only one tower here, and all of the units from Infi taking so much damage, but he's also getting quite a few kills himself. But this Panda, now he's out of mana, yes, but he can still right-click, and it isn't that bad of right-click damage.
Yeah, he needs the last hits now to slow down Infi. Of course, attack advantage is one thing that Reprisal has an advantage of now. He gets the Berserker once again, and so the economy is down for Infi. He calls Militia once again, getting some harvesting time off of him. Maybe a surround? No. Panda escapes. The shop is up, and Infi desperately needs that healing.
Panda, by the way, was given over the double gauntlet, so he's pretty damn tanky and deals quite a bit of damage. Those are nice items for the Korean. And now the double sanctums are up. The first sorceress is already out, and the priests are gonna be coming as well for Reprisal. When you take a look at the supply, 41 for the Korean, and I think it's like 38 now for the Chinese. But of course, the supply numbers are not the only thing. The tech is the big one here. Because even if you're down in supply, you can still win a fight if you're fighting tier 2 against tier 1, excuse me. And there comes the lumber mill. Is it gonna be infinite towers again?
Infi has a shredder and now building a lumber mill. He really needs the lumber for towers and of course tech and upgrades and whatever.
And I think he has to get them right now.
Yeah. The sorceress, by the way, pretty unique in Human Mirror.
Yeah, of course, when there's no breaker to steal the slow, it's so strong. But of course, when there are breakers, the source is pretty much useless. So yeah, finding a nice spot here for that unit in this matchup.
One breath of fire for the Panda and Brewmaster. What's the base of Infi look like? Okay, you see the towers here.
He retrains.
Tremendous damage. There's no disable. There's no Symphon mana from the Blood Mage this time. Smart thinking by Infi.
Yeah, exactly. The Chinese say he's just so smart, and I think this is the perfect choice. Going for the Blizzard now, also level 2 Brilliance Aura, also a big deal. And when he just stands next to the towers and blizzards whatever is coming in, I don't think Reprisal can break it. I think Reprisal has to counter-expand.
Yeah, and he sends the Militia back, not creeping the Renegade Wizard here. Or okay, now he pulls them. Alright, he's exactly doing what you proposed.
Now,
finally the tech of Infi has started.
But it's so late, and without attack, what can he really do against an expansion attempt? He has Blizzard, that's good defensively. That's not really that good offensively.
Oh, he killed just 2 units with that Blizzard and now doing tremendous damage to the peasants.
Yeah, but still he only has footmen. And quite a few mercenaries, I guess. But the Breath of Fire is coming in. If that Panda levels up, however, he's gonna be very strong to defend. Another lightning shield. So many lightning shields across this game. I don't know if he got the last hit with that.
Yeah, he got it.
Alright, he got it. Panda's walking in, he has one breath. Where's it gonna go? Probably towards the footman.
Oh, yeah.
And there we see it. And the lightning shield, man, so much damage.
Shit, the area of effect of this Panda is really,
and
really
the triple slow on the footman.
Combined with the lightning shields just equals so much damage. Renegade Wizard goes to Reprisal and Lionheart of Stormwind.
That's not good, but he's gonna get level 3 Panda very soon with a level 2 Brilliance Aura. That's gonna be so many breaths of fire. And the Archmage.
Infi.
Exactly. He gets Scroll of Healing, double, and
the
Invul, excuse me, already.
He just stole it.
Usually you buy that stuff when you want to fight soon, but...
Yeah, but he just stole it from Reprisal.
Yeah, of course, but once it comes to real fight, it's gonna be in there again. I guess he doesn't want to break anyways. What's he gonna do with the gold? Whatever. Alright, Infi is trying to walk around. He can't really win a real fight, but he can harass. He got a Zeppelin, trying to keep the opponent busy with the Archmage, and his army is wrapping around the middle of the map to find the expansion. The expansion has not been set up yet, it hasn't started yet, he's going for the towers first.
Yeah, it's a really, really slow expansion, and there's, as we mentioned, the Zeppelin by Infi. He saved the Archmage 1, but it's not enough.
He didn't hit the breath, and he's being fooled right now by Infi. He's being baited. Infi's just trying to buy time with this for his army to kill the towers at the expansion.
It's looking good for Infi. Okay, expansion cancelled, but how much damage can he do? There's no town pawn for Infi, of course, because the hero is here back at the base. Blacksmith down, and that's a big one because it's a huge blocker. 2 Warp Elementals attacking the Archmage now, but there's so much healing. First scroll being used, Inmu potion being used as well. No more mana on the Pendulum Brewmaster. Very, very close to level 3. Here comes the Blizzard, hitting the casters very, very hard, but still, here's the piercing damage again towards the Archmage. He has a staff, he has a town portal, so he will be able to escape, but on what costs?
And this is the Korean overcommitting here. Now the army is back. He's standing in between the towers, but he can still trade here, I guess.
Oh, Reprisal getting a lot of kills here.
Doesn't have the level 3 Panda just yet. That is the magical point where he becomes so incredibly strong. The Blizzard is kind of nice and stuff, but his units are still alive thanks to all the healing from the priest. But this Blizzard, man, it hits really hard, and the micro comes out late. The Archmage needs to be careful. Second scroll of healing has just been used.
And almost blocked by himself, but once again using the staff to reposition the Archmage.
And the expansion is not being set up, man. It's not being created.
Nope. He's going for, more towers so far. Infi on the other side, 1,200 gold. That's a lot, and he wants to get his blacksmith back up. No more mana on the Panda and Brewmaster, no more healing. By the way, adept upgrade for the sorceress already.
The MK is now out, of course only level 1. But the Panda, it feels like he could have hit gotten a lot more levels a lot more quickly if things had gone better. Now getting a priest here thanks to the Blizzard. And he's just not getting any unit kills anymore.
A little harass from Infi at the same time. And Infi is definitely stabilizing. He has so much gold now. 1,000 gold to come back from.
And this is looking very good for the Chinese right now, I think. Oh, Bolt and the Blizzard coming in as well. But the Panda, we said it before, he's tanky. And he survives it.
Yeah, Reprisal has to retreat. One more Stormbolt and the Panda's toast.
I think Reprisal believes that counter-expanding is no longer an option, and he has to break this. But I think it's impossible to break this. Maybe he should get a Zeppelin and harass the main and get time and deal damage for his expansion. But it's so late for a counter-expansion. That Archmage Zeppelin that distracted him so much, I think that won the game for Infi.
That was a real good decision, as well as the early switch to Blizzard. Once again, slow towards the Archmage, but not enough follow-up, not enough damage coming from Reprisal's army. The breaker count is not that high. He has to go back Yumiko style into his towers. Tower retraining from Reprisal now.
And now we'll see double Blizzard in just a second. By the way, the Archmage needs to be careful. So does the Panda. But again, level 1 Bolt, not all that dangerous. Is he actually gonna try to expand now?
Finally level 3 for the Panda Brewmaster, and it is the late counter expansion.
I'm very surprised. All of this time that he was standing next to his opponent's expo, all of this time he could have been expanding. But now it's so late, and now that gives Infi the time to get towards his favorite stage of the game, the late game with tier 3, with triple hero, with knights and staffs, and mortar chiefs and everything. MK, by the way, has to TP out. He's saving his Mountain King, his second hero on level 1, with that expensive item, but of course he has the gold. But now Reprisal's heroes need to be careful. Stormbolt is surely soon to come. Panda is far up in front. What does he want to go for? The Archmage. Can he save him? Can he save him? The stun is still holding on. Holy crap! 5 HP. But the Panda, is he gonna survive? And also the MK, man.
Also the MK.
3 heroes below 50 HP.
All 3 heroes just limping away on 1 foot or a few toes. But yeah, the expansion is up. Reprisal invested a lot into this because of mega fast build. At the same time, Infi is going to tier 3. He has workshops, he's going for mortar teams, of course. Fragmentation shards will do great combined with the Blizzard against all the casters. I feel that Reprisal needs some kind of disable here.
The MK is still the weak point, and the Panda is gonna find level 3 right now.
What do you think about Blood Mage 3rd?
No. Tier 3 Paladin is just too strong. Because you're gonna have knights, you're gonna have mortar teams. I think Blood Mage if you had an MK first, maybe, to get all the mana and stuff, but I think the Paladin is just too incredibly strong as a third hero. I would be very surprised to see anything else, especially fighting against an MK with a bolt focus. I think you need that healing. By the way, both players are breaking right now, and this is a bad time. Reprisal, he's being caught off guard. I don't know if he has a TP. He used it before. Maybe he has not rebought it. Yes, he has rebought it. And here comes the siege with the mortar teams, with the blizzard. Lots of range, lots of AoE.
Reprisal may not lose this expansion. Infi's retreating, searching for a better position. Panda and Brewmaster coming in, not hitting the mortar team. Stormbolt immediately to the Panda and Brewmaster, taking a lot of hits. He needs more and more healing. There's nothing on Reprisal's heroes to heal him up, and there's still the big mana potion for Infi in case he needs them.
He's hanging on here, and reminiscent of Yumiko, we see some towers back here, some guard towers to fall back to. I thought the mortar teams were gonna be the key here for Infi to really show his strength, but the Blizzard, man, the retraining, I was kind of doubting it in my head. By the way, Bolt, but yeah, level 1 Bolt, not all that dangerous. But the Blizzard is so nice. And here we go, Blizzard, Breath of Fire, so much damage, oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
The Berserker is an easy kill, also Bolt coming in again, but this is exactly what we saw game number 1. MK before level 3, yeah,
Panda.
Nice footman you got there.
Panda is seeking for that one opportunity to get the Breath of Fire onto the Archmage of Infi, but of course the Mountain King, he's guarding him.
Hey, Infi, Reprisal really needs a shop right now, really needs that regeneration. Come on, here comes the Blizzard. And he's keeping all of those non-magic immune units so far away, so the Panda isn't as effective right now. But the breaker count would be interesting to take a look at right now. Very even, 5 versus 5.
2 priests versus 3 priests. Of course, Infi now with the first knights, and he has 2 mortar teams. But Reprisal so far is doing a good job keeping that mortars low. What can he do against the knights, though? Here comes the next Breath of Fire, catching the priests off guard.
And he steals the inner fire, so it's gonna be stealing and stealing and stealing. Infi's up in supply, almost 10 supply up, and he got rid of the economy line, correctly. The Archmage, by the way, focus after the ball, needs to be so careful. So the MK finally is working out here, but now he's out of mana, and there's the Paladin third, and this is where things get really difficult for Reprisal.
Oh yeah, as I mentioned, 74 versus 62. Will Infi put the nail in the coffin on Tarina's stand here with the better unit composition, with the better heroes, and the better, the one item that he still has.
Reprisal is trying to come back to defend his expo, but it's too late. The Blizzard and the mortar teams are gonna destroy it. 77 now versus not even 60. Panda is exposed, but the MK is out of mana, nicely focusing the second hero with the Arcane Tower.
The world champion is back into this series. Reprisal needs a desperation move, but yeah, without his Blood Mage, he's only half
Griffins.
as strong. Oh yes, Griffins! Alrighty, this turns the game around entirely. Super effective against, of course, Knights, against, of course, mortar teams. But they have to be careful to not get in trouble with the towers here. So yeah, they'll deal with him very fast.
He's not gonna lose him, but if he had kept his expo, this would be still be
Yeah.
fine, but he lost the expo. Infi had that little timing window before the Griffins, and he made use of it in the impressive fashion that we're used to seeing from him. And now he has a huge lead in this game.
Okay, he needs to kill that Expo now, but will the 2 Griffins be enough? The Panda has no mana at all. There's only Blizzard coming from the Archmage. Griffin has to be microed away, can't do damage right now. The entire army is down to 50% HP. There is, of course, a Paladin and a staff to save the humans of Reprisal, but I don't think it's gonna be enough because there's, of course, a Paladin for Infi as well. The Griffin about to die, but he gets the kill on the Knight. Yes, with the Storm Hammers, but both Griffins, deep red, they are bleeding. Nice staff, and he saves them over the waters. Well done by Reprisal.
Yeah, he is pulling off that incredible micro again, but at this stage in the game with such a big disadvantage, I don't know that it's gonna be enough. Infi is just surging further and further ahead. He's now getting flying machines against the Griffins. Of course, Griffins are very strong when they come out against the Knights and Gyros, the Knights and Mortar teams, but they can be easily countered by Gyros and by Dragonhawks. Now the Paladin has to be careful. He is being focused, and he GG's out before his third hero dies. Infi, with the expansion attempt, it looked risky, but he makes it work with brilliant decisions.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Blizzard,
Continue.
Blizzard and the Zeppelin, those were the two moves that won him the game. And again, he is looking like a world-class player.
And the patience that he shows, like standing back there at the expansion, not doing anything, just the Archmage. He knows, okay, Reprisal has a super fast tech, he will push me. I'm sitting back there, put up a few towers, retrain to Blizzard, stand back, put Blizzard on the units, and there was no healing for Reprisal, and he couldn't disable the Archmage.
Yeah. I think it was quite a big mistake, though, to be honest, from Reprisal. He saw this Archmage with a Zeppelin for a good 10 seconds and no army around.
Yeah.
And then you have to think like, alright, what's your army doing? And that should be an obvious answer to yourself. Alright, he's coming for my expo.
Yeah.
He should have just run back, because he was very close to his expo. But I guess he really wanted that Zeppelin kill. He didn't want to have to deal with the Archmage harass. He didn't even get the Zeppelin in the end, funnily enough. But yeah, now we're even Steven again, and this is of course what we like to see as casters. We want to see all the drama we can possibly get, all the tension we can possibly get, and this is the one single map that determines who's gonna go out and who's gonna continue.
The grudge match between Reprisal and Infi. Once again, if you're joining late, this is the Korean champion Reprisal, the master of the Blood Mage, the winner of what was it? Let me see. Of
The WCA.
WCA sequel pro qualifier, of course, and a lot of Zodiac Cups back then. There was a time when no one in Europe or Korea was able to beat him. And of course, on the other side, the reigning and defending world champion Infi for Team VG, best friend with TH and a former WCG winner. We all remember the shortest WCG map of all time against Fly on Aquals. But yeah, that's long gone. That's 6 years ago when he was 20 years old. Now he's a little wiser. He's of course, yeah, it is a styles clash, obviously. Reprisal already always pretty aggressive. And of course that unique playstyle with the Blood Mage. On the other hand, Infi, not the best micro maybe, but the decision making, the tactics, the timings, just not out of this world. Not coming from this world.
The double negative. Oh yeah. Yeah, and Infi, he won that last game basically with an expansion, which in a mirror match is kind of a cheese. It's risky, it's not reliable, it is very counterable. It's like you need to get an advantage in a cheap fashion to win the game. Is Infi maybe feeling, alright, I can't beat him in a real mirror matchup, I maybe need to get an advantage somehow? Maybe that's the way he's feeling, I don't know. But expansion here on Ancient Isles, that's a lot tougher. You have the stupid poison creep and the null, what's it called again, the enforcer or something, who gives the damage aura. So you're going to take a lot of damage from that creep camp, and when the opponent army is coming with everything he has, and there's no mercenary support here, I don't think expansion is a possibility here. So Infi will be forced into a normal game, but Zeppelin drop, that is something that is very possible here in Ancient Isles. The laboratory is so close to the main and not that hard to creep, so that cheesy little bit of harassment can certainly be something that we're going to see.
Big question, of course, once again, will Reprisal go for the Blood Mage? I think he wanted to crush Infi fast, that's why he went for the Panda and Brewmaster. In the end, might not have been the best choice of his life. If he relies on his strength, if he relies on his Blood Mage, I think his chances are way higher.
Yeah, but of course that was because he wanted to break a defensive position, and for that a Blood Mage is terrible. So yeah, Panda was the right choice there, but yeah, I think this is going to be a normal game, and I think we're going to see Blood Mage again. And this is the interesting part, is Infi now going to find an answer to the Blood Mage, which so far seems absolutely dominant, almost unbeatable.
Yeah. Two, both players going for the mercenary camp, of course. They want their Shadow Priest, they want their Dispel, they need their healing, and the Red Drake giving a great item as well. The Troll Twins, shout out to Thendis, here dealing with the dragons, looking good. For Infi, it's absolutely the same. The Archmage will be very, very close to level 3 afterwards.
And also possibly a good item, a Zoe Mask for a second hero is always something you smile at.
Devotion Aura, and...
That is nasty strong. In a human mirror, where at some point, unless they go to tier 3, everything is ranged, This item is just absolutely crazy. 10% increased damage for everything. And now he's
doing it again.
He's actually
doing it again.
He's actually expanding, and there's no scout from Reprisal.
There is.
Oh,
He's
there
coming.
is.
He knows exactly what's going on. In the meantime, he goes towards the main base. Can he? Oh, it's open! It's completely open!
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This could be GG for Infi if Reprisal is doing this great, and he attacks the workers immediately. Infi has to TP. Can he do the expansion nevertheless? No, he has to quit his plans.
Yeah, and now he's teching, and it's delayed.
Oh boy.
He sees, alright, this expansion cannot work. I need to tech. But the saving grace, it's not that late of a tech. It's a late tech, but it's not incredibly late.
But it completely destroys his game plan.
Let's take a look at the peasants. If he has a huge surplus of peasants, then it's bad, but it's pretty even. So, I think it just delayed his tech, and that's the most of it.
Okay. So what's Reprisal doing now? More pressure. No, okay, how far is the tech? Halfway through. Getting the shop early. Infi with an early lumber mill. So he wants to get safe, he wants to get guard towers.
Exactly. Now both players losing a few footmen here and there. They both have defend, obviously. And Abolish Magic coming in left, right, and center. But again, we have Reprisal with a slightly superior... Water element account, just like on Echo Isles. And they're actually trading blows pretty heavily here. Losing quite a few footmen, maybe not microing them early enough.
And we didn't talk about this, but if the day goes bad, it might be the case that all Koreans are eliminated from the group stage.
That's true.
If Focus loses against Yaws, he's out. If Shishi wins against War Chief and Lalai wins against Moon, I guess then all the Koreans are out. So...
And who would have thought that such a mighty nation in terms of Warcraft always has been, and, well, not always, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, Korea totally disappeared, but they're back, and they are hard-hitting again.
And of course, Reprisal, he never quit this game, he kept playing, and he is one of the reasons this game rejuvenated in Korea especially. Oh, he's going for the surround, maybe at the forest, but no, Infi too squishy. Sliding his way out there.
By the way, he got the last hit with the Archmage there. Pretty well done by Reprisal. But now he's very, very low HP. And that's not that good. His Blood Mage is coming out now, and he would love to put on some pressure, but I guess he does have a little bit of time to heal up. Saving the Berserker, of course, a big important unit, very expensive, doesn't want to lose that too easily.
And Reprisal continues to Infi continues to creep here, level 4, and we see him again, the Blood Mage, the signature, the trademark of the Korean champion, and I think it's definitely the best choice that he can go for.
But I actually think this game is looking pretty good for Infi.
Yeah.
His Archmage is getting close to level 5, man. And we say it over and over again, the Water Torrents, they're not bad. What's he gonna go for second? I imagine Mountain King.
Yeah, I think so too. Here it is. Obvious choice, but immediately taking to tier 3.
Wow. I think this is again Infi respecting Reprisal and Infi thinking I can't win a mirror matchup.
Yeah.
I have to cheesily win this. I have to get to tier 3 and not be punished too hard. Why is tier 3 so bad? Well, you don't have breakers, so before your knights, you're a lot weaker. That means your opponent has absolute map control. That means he's gonna get almost all of the creeps.
Bad creep jack here for Reprisal, the militia support. Oh no, it's footy support, alright. But everything is poisoned here, so he is taking damage. Reprisal wanted to expand here. Infi knows exactly what's going on.
Interesting, so we might see tier 3 versus an expansion. That's something very, very rare.
Yeah. But Reprisal low on HP. He's on the verge of being eliminated. Of course, who loses this map is out of the tournament, and both players have been top favorites of winning this.
Oh man, 2 Berserkers, they are so strong right now for Infi. This is looking good for the Chinese if you ask me. Oh, he's healing the priest, interestingly enough, or giving him mana for him to be able to heal, and now he's cancelling all of his towers. Oh boy, that's a big blow.
And Infi's tier 3 tech is 0.7% finished. 70% finished, the workshop is coming, the blacksmith is ready, the knights will be there. Reprisal's game plan falling apart here. He cannot tech to tier 3 now. It's gonna be such a long time till he reaches it.
And that Blood Mage, he's really strong in the Breaker Wars.
Yeah.
but maybe on tier 3 with triple hero, with Paladin MK, he's not that strong anymore. Because of course the damage output with the Knights and with the Bolt coming in is a lot more dangerous. And, oh man, I think this is suddenly very, very bad for Reprisal.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's supposed to do.
He needs some desperation move here. He's going for breakers. He's playing the standard. Wind of the Wind might open the opportunity for something, because there's no priests from Infi. There's no arcane sanctums, nothing. He's going knights and okay, there is. Okay, sorry, there's a fire already. Or something.
He thinks this is the real Archmage trying to go for the Cyclones around. Only an illusion though. And Infi saw this and now he's gonna be careful because of this Wand of the Wind. Map is almost crept entirely. Both players got pretty much half of it and have the same army. That's not what you want when you are the guy on tier 2. You want to have an advantage when they hit tier 3. It hasn't worked out so far. These fragmentation shots, mortars, man, they're gonna have inner fire.
Yeah.
They're gonna hurt so bad versus the priests. But so far we have no knights. We still have a lot of mercenaries and footmen. That's not really the best bang you can get for your buck.
But Infi has a level 5 Archmage. Water torrents available for the Chinese and world champion. More mortar teams coming.
There's banish though for the water elementals, which I guess is something. Immediately cancellation of the Siphon Mana with the bolt.
Can the Korean crush Infi here? This might be his last timing window. Wind of the Wind being used again to disable the water elementals, to lower the DPS of Infi. He's getting a Berserker. Militia being called now. Is Militia being called from Reprisal? I don't see that.
It's too far away, I think. Reprisal really wants to win this game. He's even fighting in his opponent's base. Such a big disadvantage. Now the Mountain King is being focused, but he's not that low just yet. All the militia are so strong at the moment. Banish saves coming in over and over the bash right now. Maybe now the MK. Is he in trouble? He's being blocked, kind of, but he has the healing stone. He has the health stone, easily coming back to full health again, pretty much. And Reprisal is being driven back, level 3 for the MK.
Reprisal is completely falling apart, back against the wall. He will be eliminated if there's not a miracle. A Reprisal miracle, maybe a Blood Mage miracle here on Ancient Isles.
There's even, there's no knights hit, but the mortar teams, man, they are just so painful. Look at the splash damage. The fragmentation shots ripping apart the casters.
It's absolutely painful to watch. And after a dominating game 1 where we said, okay, maybe it's not the old Infi that we're used to know from WEC and WCA, he showed his real strength in this comeback here.
And he found a good way. I think I misinterpreted his tier 3 as desperation. I think this tier 3 is a really good idea against the Blood Mage.
Yeah.
It might be the counter. And Reprisal is in full retreat at the moment. He has no chance to fight this head on anymore. He's right now probably racking his brain. How do I win this? Well, the expansion is the answer. The expansion is the only way for him to win this game, but first he has to hold this push.
There's militia support once again. Banish on the water elementals for the second time. The Mountain King has no mana anymore. The Blood Mage does his work now. Banish again on the WEs, but Infi with the water torrents is a big advantage for him.
And the Paladin coming in again. Reprisal's having a hard enough time as it is, killing anything. Oh, the Blood Mage! Hold that thought, almost level 3. He has Invul and Replenishment Potion, whatever it's called, level 3 right now for him. So now the Siphon Mana are going to become even stronger. I do believe he's going for that. Yes, level 2 Siphon Mana. Infi, 48 supply, 50 supply now. 49 for Reprisal.
Oh, can he block the breakers? One is down, the second will fall as well. No Reprisal with awesome micro save.
Are you forgetting him?
Back in. Oh boy.
He was chasing the mortar teams, I do believe, with all his breakers. He drove them away, but the price was high. He lost so many hit points. Oh boy, this is such a tense moment.
Oh, yeah,
the expansion, that's his win condition.
2 big water elementals for Reprisal. Will it be enough though? The expo is up and running, but for how long? Double banish on the water elementals. 4 mortar teams for Infi. So much siege damage. Can he counter this somehow? Level 5 Archmage for Reprisal now finally. Blood Mage saving himself, but there is 1 Stormbolt. Okay, feedback got burned.
Holy crap, this is such a crazy Euro Mirror. What a series to kick off the day. And you mentioned it, the level 3 water elementals. Where are the priests of Infi? Tell me, where are they? They're gone. Well, actually he has to. I don't see them.
Me neither. That was the case the first time. Reprisal can hold this. This is maybe the miracle, but here's the first knight. Of course, super effective against all the spellbreakers, but he can just banish them once again. Will it be the Blood Mage? Will this Blood Mage and the expansion be the key to victory? It's absolutely insane.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, this Stormbolt, this one Stormbolt, but the follow-up is not enough.
He is pretty tanky for a Blood Mage. I thought they would do more damage, but I guess the follow-up just wasn't there. And he's driving him away. We were pretty sure this game was won, but the Expo, the block! Reprisal, his micro really is better than anyone else's.
Trading this knight for the breaker, it's absolutely insane. The Mountain King still no mana. Siphoning the Paladin now. He has still 3 ivory towers, but not putting them to good use. Reprisal on the way forward, on the way to the main base of Infi. And let's take a look at the gold mines. 3,500. All right.
And his MK again, like on Echo, he's being rendered useless. No more mana. Once that Blood Mage hits level 3 with level 2 Siphon mana, he's just always dry. He's always dry, like a fucking alcoholic.
Infi, what? That makes no sense.
In recovery.
Okay.
In recovery.
Okay. Reprisal has to, the heal scroll. That will save his ass here. All the spellbreakers super low. Level 2 for the Paladin makes it hard to kill. And the crowd in front of our booth is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's absolutely awesome. Okay, Reprisal has to take care. He may not lose all those damaged spellbreakers, because then the experience for Infi is gonna be too much.
I'm surprised he's pressing forward right now. He has the advantage.
He can buy time. I don't know what he's doing. He can buy time now.
This might be an overcommitment, but he is very determined. He's trying to go in deeper and deeper and deeper. That's what she said. But now he's taking so much damage again from the fragmentation cells. There was the heal scroll.
On the Archmage. Can he surround him? Banish to save him first.
And again, Siphon mana. Mount King again dry, but the bash, I guess he can stun him that way as well. In Reprisal, he is smelling blood in the water at the moment. He doesn't need to kill him right now, but he really, really wants to. He would really, really like to. Clarity is on the MK, but that's no use. He's not getting up to mana. The mortar teams for the first time ever, they're totally exposed. That's the one opportunity that the breakers have been looking for, but it's only breakers, not that much damage. Militia coming out right now. Blood Mage needs to be careful. So low HP. There's not another bolt in a second. In a second there's a bolt, but he doesn't chase. He does not chase, and Reprisal, we said it before, this might be overcommitment. He is now back down to 48 supply, and he was giving away experience to his opponent. Paladin close to level 3, MK hitting level 4. My dear friend from Korea, are you throwing this game away?
Yeah, we see Yours in front of our booth, putting the hands in front of his mouth. He cannot believe what's going on here. Both heroes alive, but once again, everything is damaged. Everything in the red HP bar. And Infi now moving forward, moving towards the expansion. Let's take a look at the inventory. There's nothing to heal, but there's a staff and there's a Paladin. No tower at all for Reprisal. Mercenary support for Infi.
Oh boy, oh boy. I don't know about this. He's positioning himself behind his opponent's expansion. The more teams are kind of secure and safe here. Archmage is so far up in front. He's just actually asking for a bolt, but there's no bolt coming. Very surprised about this.
He's blocking himself once again. The Knights take good care of the peasants. Is this the way for Infi into the quarterfinals? Finally, there is the Siphon mana, but there is still 2 more Stormbolts. Level 6 for Infi. Is it this time his mass teleportation that will win him the game? Reprisal times GG, and it's the end for the Korea, the world champion, limping his way into the quarterfinals.
What a crazy series, really a treat to watch and to cast. But I have to say, why does he attack in there?
I don't know, maybe he just wanted to distract him, not giving him the time to build a bigger army, but at the same time, he had everything in his hands there. He had the time. If he would have had more time, more units, more, I don't know.
But also the thing is, with the Blood Mage, the big strength is you keep siphoning him over and over, like a Demon Hunter. Once you're out of mana, you're never gonna get mana again. And if he gives him the time, like 2 minutes where he just falls back, there's gonna be triple clarity and the mana aura, the brilliance aura. So I guess that's very understandable. I think that was his idea. Don't give him the time to get back up in mana. But his breakers, man, they were like, this entire game, like 10 minutes straight, they were all damaged.
Yeah.
but maybe he did have to go for that. Of course, it was also the tech disadvantage. He did have the expo, yes, but maybe that's not enough, especially with the Blood Mage, where you have to keep the pressure on.
Very, very unfortunate. Reprisal brought us awesome games here. It's so bad that we won't see his Blood Mage play anymore in this tournament. But we said this before, it was the group of death. It was the Nisu winner of 2014, the world champion in this group, the Korean champion in this group, and Sonic. But yeah, one had to drop out of the 3 humans, so unfortunately it's Reprisal, but we are wasting no time. Fly vs Hawk is next, and we're in, and we're about to start.